This particular worksheet is by no means complete, but there is the concern as to what happens if you've got a power failure or something abnormal happens with Excel. You don't want to lose information you've already started creating. So the concerns that we have are, how do we save information? And are there different versions of Excel that we have to worry about? And what about this issue of the fact that when we click the File button in the ribbon, there's a Save and there's a Save As. If there's any doubt as to what you're trying to do with a file, play it safe by choosing Save As. Now, when you save a file, there are three major concerns. One is, where will the file be saved? Another one, what is the name of the file? If you've been using a file for a while, that's not a major concern. A third concern here and there could be, which version of Excel do I want to save it in? And so when you click Save As, and using Windows 8, the first thought might be, well, should I replace an existing version of this? Save As gives us time to think about this. And if what we're seeing on the screen isn't accurate, or it doesn't bring up any particular location that we're concerned with, we might choose Browse. Now, if you've worked with Excel in the past, you know that you can save a file in any number of different locations. In fact, if you've worked with Word or other kinds of software, you know that usually you're going to save a file on the hard drive of the computer you're working with, or possibly on a flash drive, possibly on a Sky drive. Different locations, quite a few choices here. So that's the first thought. If this is a file you've been working with already, that's usually not a major concern. So the question is, where are you going to save this? Well, I might have a drive here. I might want to store it on this location here. But let's say we've determined that here. And in the example here, we simply want to save this file where it was saved already. And we like the name we've been using. Now, if this is a brand new workbook, and this is the first time you're saving this, you're likely to see under File Name here, this is going to say something like Book 1 or Book 2. So you'll probably want to change that to give it an intelligent name. It can be up to 255 characters. You probably want to stay away from most special characters. You can certainly use hyphens and underscores, but stay away from dollar signs and asterisks and those kinds of symbols. Save as type. From time to time, there will be a concern here. Suppose you're using this latest version of Excel, and maybe you want to save this so that someone who's using an older version can use this file. So to the right of the panel where we see Save as Type, here's a drop arrow. And there's quite a few choices here, too many to talk about, really. But if, for example, if you wanted to save this so that it was readable by someone using Excel 2003, you would make this choice up here. Let's face it, most people, most of the time when they're saving files, want to simply go with the current setting Excel workbook. So what I'm suggesting is here, most of the time you don't even need to worry about this. The focus, if it's the first time you're saving the file, is on the file name and the location, and make sure everything's in place. We'll simply choose Save. And many times, if you're simply saving this a second or beyond the first time, you'll simply get a Save As. It tells you the file already exists. Do you want to replace it? You'll say yes. Now, if you make some more changes here, do some more things with this workbook, it's a good idea to save every few minutes or so. Most people tend to do this every 5 or 10 minutes. You always want to be thinking about those horror stories of where you forgot to save and then you lose some data. Do you have to constantly go back to File Save As? No. The second button in the Quick Access toolbar is simply a Save button. If you've made changes and don't want to make any changes regarding location or name, simply click that button, and once again, your file is being saved. So many, many times you'll simply use this button. Notice also that it has a keystroke shortcut, Control S. If there's any doubt about saving a file, once again, go to the File command and choose Save As and think out those various issues. But if it's a simple file save, Simply click that second button from the left. And even though that doesn't say update, that's what it really means after you've saved the file the first time.